Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Why it's 4 minutes later? I'm not sure. Thought I turned this on at 6:30. Sorry about that. We'll carry it forward. It's no problem. What do we got going on today? Markets have moved up. It has become a pure V bottom. We just figured they'd just pop up and bounce around. It does feel like they're trying to stall out, but I guess these money managers. When you see the way the VIX moved last Monday, 2 Mondays back now, and you see the way the VIX moved, and let's put that up on the screen too. Where's it at? Where's that mouse? There it is, right there. And here is the VIX. Remember, VIX is a lagging indicator. I mean, there was the Monday. That was the Monday of the what they call Black Monday in Japan, and you can see here the pressure. When you see that, and then it settles there, not even not even halfway up, and the next day, it breaks down even more. Next day, it's still in a buy, but and it's unchanged. And then we get into that sell. I thought, okay, they'll just cruise around. Here we are back to the 16. They ran the poor thing up into the 60s. Ran up to 65.73. Just it's a lagging indicator. Now, I didn't think we are going to see an extreme V bottom. Let's just go back to let's go there, the S&Ps. But, we went into the buy on that. Was it the Monday? I think it was. It was the Monday. No, it was. It missed it on Monday. And Tuesday it went into the buy and slid into the sell for a couple of days. But you can see here they slammed it down and lifted it back up again. And then finally on, was that Friday Monday of this week. You can see it put the, it was in that target zone. We talked about it all last week, where you see the dots there. Let's wind this down a little bit more like that. We put those dots in there on, on this day or this day, how it hits that. That's the close of the previous week. So it came back to it. They're adding nice action to it. We're lifting up. We're not taking out these highs that fast as we did in, October. No, what was it? January and February, especially February going into March of 2000, I guess it was 2020. And so the COVID scare where we saw more of a V bottom, but there's no doubt about it. This thing is going to hang out in this range like this. And what they've done is they've got it back up to that area, and you can see that there's the highs. I'd imagine that they're raising. The different brokerage houses are starting to raise. Oh, let me check the sound too. Let's check the chat line also. Do a combination of both of these. There it is, right there. There we are. There we go. And see, let's check the chat line there. Nothing on the chat line. And at the same time, there it is. Okay, I can hear me. Excellent. So you can see that bounce. It's a good bounce. I mean, it's a fine bounce. We're not getting into a weekly buy there. That's kind of interesting. In other words, it's just very firm. Whoever got out of the markets from the panic of Monday of 2 weeks ago now, is saying, "Whoops, didn't mean to do that." These money managers, they're lagging indicators too. They really are. I don't understand why they just don't sell calls, buy puts. Don't have to sell the stock. Don't have to play the capital gains market. With the taxes. I just don't understand this lack of technique. It always surprised me. It surprised me 20 years ago. It surprises me now. And then when you see the VIX make that absurd move, let's go back to that VIX again. There we are. There it is right there. And as you can see, this crazy spike. It's like, can you imagine if you bought the futures anywhere's in here? You're like 80% loss. Just a dramatic situation after just 3 or 4 days. It goes back to 20. That's a 66% loss right there, just over a 4-day period. Now we're down to 16. It gets even uglier. All right, so that is the basically that's what's at the forefront of my mind. Is no doubt it looks like a V bottom, and it is a V bottom on some level. Will we be taking out these highs of 5 weeks ago? At the beginning of the, I guess you could call it the Magnificent Seven scare. I guess you could call it. That's a good way of looking at it. The Magnificent Seven scare. As a matter of fact, that could be the title of this webinar today too. At the same time, the Magnificent Seven scare. That's pretty much what it comes down to. They started doing rotation. I think there were two flavors to it. I think what the market saw was, and we talked about it then, markets saw the idea that Mr. Trump, this was right before Mr. Biden resigned from the race. So, what you had is that there was a guarantee almost. People felt there's no way in the world, what's his name, Trump was going to lose to Biden. At this point, the polls don't really reflect much more difference than when back then. But the difference is now is that the base has somebody they can rally around, whereas money just basically told Mr. Biden, we're not donating any more money to the senators. We're not donating money to the congressmen. We're not donating money to you. And a bunch of money piled up, about about $280 million over like a 3-week period. You had all those letters written by different candidates begging Biden to step down. Every day the media beat up on him, and I think that gave them confidence, the market, that the rotation was kicking in. I mean, we saw the Russell 2000. Let's put the Russell up there. The Russell's not exactly bouncing back, which is a little bit surprise here, and I think it's more politically motivated more than anything else. There's the Russell 2000, and you can see this was the where is it? Right there. This is the swap. This is interesting. This glide down, this is where Biden basically walks out of the presidency, because it's been 24 days now, I guess it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's 4, and then 5 and 4. That's 15 days. You add 6 to it. That's 21. So the moment basically Biden stepped out of the race right here, I guess it would be right around there. I would say that's where Biden stepped out. It's 24 days. So what's today? Today's the 16th. Must have been right in here. This is where Biden stepped out of the race, and the rotation started on the. We could put like a Nevada in there. You'll see it. Let's open with this. Right there. There we are. All right, and there it is right there. This is the, that's Tesla. But Tesla did the same thing. They backed off right in the, that's where Biden steps away. And you can see the gaps that start develop and start knocking down. That's Tesla. Here's Nevada. Nevada pulled the same thing. They started slamming it down like that on the 24th. It tried to lift up and failed totally. And it was like the rotation. And there's the Black Monday of Japan right there. And that's where the V bottoms really have kicked out. Now the question, will they take out this 30s area? Are they going to get up into the 40s area, up in here? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see that. I think that what we're going to see more is this is going to be a base all in here. I think we're going to be it's based, and and part of it is you can see the fast is made through the weekly, but the slow has not, and we're seeing the same thing over here on the Tesla. Same situation, staying underneath. It just isn't picking up that traction. And when we go and look at, let's do this. Let's take a look at some of the stock indices. Same situation. Even the weekly, you can see the fast is up there, but the slow is not getting any real strength in there. If they don't get strength in there going into next week, it's hard to believe that they can take out this high or this high. That's an all-time high right there. The only thing around here that seems to want to take out all-time highs seems to be that Turkish lira situation. So, what did I say? I had a title for this, and I just walked away from it. What did I say? I said something. What was it? Trying to figure out what it was I said. Anyway, it'll come to me in a few seconds. Ah, there it is. Okay. There we go. So, all right, Kara, catch you later. Yep. Travel safe. Watch the deersies. Bandwidth. All right, so there we go. That's what that is all about in the end result. I don't think it's a V bottom in the sense that they're going to take out all-time highs over the next week or so. But at least we're seeing the strength in there. And it's curious when we go and look at the individual stocks. Like I said, NVDA and so forth. When we go look at all of them, I guess we could go in there, can't we? Yeah, here it is. So you can see here, like Apple. Same situation. Now, really, is it going to take out the all-time high? I don't really think so, but I would assume the more they can feel comfortable with the rotation. I'm watching the Russell. I think the Russell will govern money managers. That I do believe. I think that's the magic signal right there. That's like watching platinum with the metals. It kind of likes to try to lead. And so in this case here, they bottomed in here, but it's not lifting up. Now this was one interesting hump, and unfortunately it's starting to give us that look of a head and shoulders, which is a little surprising. But you can see it's in the fast sell. We like the fast on this. It makes more sense. It goes into the buy right here, and so you're long for this whole move. The fast is healthier because of these wilder betas. That's what it really comes down to when you have a wild beta, not atomically. I'm talking about just just in general. The high beta, low beta stocks that we used to pay attention to on the New York floor many moons ago. So, all right, sharing about information. Eureka moment. Oh, good. All right. What's this? I've been working on a novel. Okay. No thanks. Where else are we? Unifying physics. Okay, no. Good. A big formula. No thanks. All right. So that's what we've got going on here. I'm watching this. This is the Russell 2000, and I think the Russell will, whereas before it was a nice V bottom, this one's having a little bit trouble here. It needs to at least take out this thing here in the 2020, 2200 area. That would be nice. All right, let's go over to. Did we look at the dollar index? What's the dollar index doing this morning? I think it was in a daily sell. What's it have on the spreadsheet there? I think it's in a daily sell. Yeah, it's 2 days in a daily sell. Let's highlight it right there. Right there. So you can see that. It's 5 weeks in a sell. It is 2 days in a sell. Activate. And looking for a third day right there as we speak. And then let's go with that, and let's put up the beta this morning. Take a peek at it. Peeky, peeky, peeky. Trading. Quant. Log in. Indeed, indeed. All right. And what do we do from here? We're looking at the dollar index. So let's put that up on the beta. Choose DX. It's around here somewhere. How does it hide sometimes? It amazes me. All right, let's do this. Let's save it, and we'll put it up there too. Export it onto the beta. There we are. Nope. There we go. Upload. There you go. DX, DX, DX. There it is. And you see all that red. You see the 3 days there because that's live now. And you can see all those weekly sells. So the pressure doesn't seem to diminish. You know, I saw they've moved the anticipation of a lowering of the interest rate down from 50% down to 37%. So, and it's only a quarter now, not a half. And I still have to, you know, just reminisce. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Reminisce of the crying and the whining and the pleading like a child that we heard from all the talking heads about they must cut interest rates 3/4 of a point right now and then tell the market we have another one in our pocket for September. It really, really stands out, you know, and maybe it's because I pay attention to the markets, and, you know, when people who are who are always, what's the best way to describe it? People who are interviewed about the market and are considered like, great, insightful individuals, you know? When that happens, it really says to me, you know, it really does. It says to me that they are just talking their book. That's how we used to call it, talking their book. You know, in other words, they're promoting themselves, but they're not really giving us any insight. No insight whatsoever to, I guess you could say, the real market. And that's the best way to describe that. The real market. Exactly, the real market. You know, not the pretend one that they have in their heads all day long. In other words, it's very easy to be a bull when the Fed keeps on buying things. It's very easy to be a bull when you know that there is a Fed put that for like since 2000, almost 2009 now, all the way to up until 2020, they knocked out the put sellers, the naked put sellers. The Fed did, under the guise that it was COVID. They slaughtered the 5 put funds. They all went out of business or went bankrupt. One or the other, they lost tens of billions of dollars. And then all of a sudden, Like 3 weeks later, we are at the same price tag again after being down 33%. The U.S. market was down 33%. So, to me, it's very easy to pretend that you know what you're doing when you've got the Fed propping up the market. And that to me is a real story. And I keep on trying to say to people, that's a real story. That is definitely a real story. So, what else we got going on here? All right, so let's move over to the currencies. We'll take a peek at that unless someone wants to see something, and then we'll run through the stocks with no problem. Right there it is. So there is the euro, and you can see the euro is still in a buy for a fourth day. You can see it up on the right there. Let's see. There it is. You can see there 5 weeks in a buy, 3 days in a buy, and it marches up and away. It's unchanged today, but it's been holding on very well. It was a nice winner chicken dinner right there for a buy. Because why, traders? We're in a weekly buy, daily buy. That's it. Not much more than that. All right. Then we go over to the cable. There's cable. Cable's doing the same thing, except for notice that we're in a weekly sell. That civil war that's been going on, and I guess there's a headline out there. They're locking people up for saying things on Facebook, giving them eight months in jail and 12 months in jail. It's like, there is no free speech over there. They're locking up moms and dads, because they're complaining about, real things, like rape gangs and so forth. But for some reason, the government over there is protecting the rape gangs and attacking the families, which is really strange. Labor is not going to do it's not going to have a very good. There's going to be a point where labor really has some major problems, because unfortunately the Tony Blair Tories, seem to have shot themselves in the foot, and then obviously the labor of old pre-Tony Blair is out there arresting families. All right, so that's probably half the reason why we've got the problem in the weekly there, where it's in a confused state. It's in a daily buy telling you short term, do not be short. It's in a weekly sell telling you not to be long. So it's basically saying, yeah, this is nice here back at the 28 area, and if you need it, take it, get out of it. But I would not be like initiating a new position until I saw this thing find its way up into the weekly buy. And then from there is the, wow, look at that flat line for like the last 6, 7, 8 trading days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trading days. It's really locked itself in. There's 3, there's 6. That's 8 trading days, really, if you want to, really start to talk about it, And that is really the action we're seeing there. What do we got going on here? Let's do this. So there's the Swiss, and you can see it on the spreadsheet. Swiss is right there. You're looking at 11 weeks in a sell, 2 days in a sell. It's trying to climb back into the, it did. How about that? Climbed back into the buy again yesterday. That's interesting. They must have done that. I was out at camp yesterday and, doing this at camp. So that is, okay, so what we do is we just replace that with a 1 dB right there. Tab. Get rid of. There it is. We get that in the right spot? I think we do. There we are. Let's double check it. Swiss, yeah, right there. 1 dB. But 11 weeks in a sell. Those 11 weeks in a sell really say a lot about the Swiss banking system. They're doing a great job of fighting the inflation. And we've mentioned it here before. The what do we call that? The Big Mac Burger Index. All right, they look at what the cost of a Big Mac that are sold in every capital of every country in the world. And right now, unfortunately, and fortunately at the same time, the Swiss bankers knew to fight the inflation a whole year ahead of time. Can you imagine if the Federal Reserve had insight like that, where they walked around mumbling something about transitory for 15 months, almost a year and a half before they done anything. They did something finally, and they waited almost, that's the politics. No one wants to talk about it. That is the politics. In other words, the Democrats said, don't you dare raise interest rates. And they kept on saying, well, look, inflation's moving up. It's like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. The president came out. The Secretary of Treasury, which is Mrs. Yellen, former Fed chair, who is now Minister of Finance, or in this case, we called him the Secretary of Finance or Treasurer. And then we had the Federal Reserve Chairman, all three of them, Mr. Powell, saying the same thing for 15 months. All of them singing the same song over and over and over again. Next thing you know, we have 10% inflation. And I'll tell you, the 10% inflation in the United States now compared to the 10% inflation when Jimmy Carter was in power, they've changed it. They've taken out the cost of credit cards, the cost of mortgages. They've taken out a lot of major things. If those things were in there, we were up over 25%. And that's why we see it to this day. We see them, increased in cost are 25 and 50 and 55 and 75 and 100% more. It's because the stats have been changed. The Bureau of Labor Statistics under Mr. Obama have been changed dramatically. Instead of averages, you have stochastics. They have all kinds of things that make things look slower and less painful. And, it's like they doctor everything up. It's like, what can they fool with you now? So, and then when we look at the currency, we see something smart, like the Swiss bankers actually start fighting inflation back in November and December. It was December of last year. So you're talking, what is that, 10 months ago, 11 months ago. Is that what it is? Yeah, December to August. So September, October, and November. That's 9-10 months ago. They knew to fight the inflation. And that's very. I wish we could we need to hire a Swiss banker for the Federal Reserve. The world would be a better place for it. All right, there you go. I finished off my coffee too. All right, from there we jump over to the yen. The yen is doing that same thing. It's hanging out in here, just like stumbling along. The Black Monday, I believe it was right around, where was the Black Monday? Right there. The slam, no, that was it. I guess that's it. There's the Friday close. There's the slam down. The stock index itself down, 3,000 points. Good punch down, and now it's climbed into the daily buy there, and I don't think we need that anymore. Let's remove that. I forget who asked for it, but we can remove that at this point. So it's been in a buy in there, and you can see it on the spreadsheet right there. 4 weeks in a sell, 2 days in a daily buy. That doesn't make sense, does it? How does that get in there? So what do we got there? Yeah, that's 4 weeks in a weekly sell. And then the daily buy is right there. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th day. How's that a 2 in there? 7 dB. Straighten that one out. Could have sworn we fixed that yesterday. What happens when I try to do these things from the woods? All right. Out in the jungle. We're out in the bush. That's a cracky. Out in the bush. That's what it is. Minus the what do they call those? Skippies. The skippies. Kangaroos. All right. And then from there, we march our way over to the Great Experiment. I don't know. Did they make a new all-time high again last night? I don't know. We'll take a check and see. You can see there it's 3 days in a daily buy, 14 weeks in a weekly buy. There it is right there. No. Oh, you know what? Yesterday was a closing all-time high. Same thing the day before. Closing all-time high on Tuesday. And a closing all-time high on Wednesday. And right now we are at, if it closes here today, that's another closing all-time high. These are actually physical all-time highs. Or highs. But a closing all-time high. How about that? I don't know what he's doing, but he's got to stop doing it because for sure this is not a lot of fun for a lot of people. That's definitely, they've devalued their assets in that country by umpteenth times. Umpteenth, that's the only way I can describe it. When your currency goes from 1 to 2 and then goes from 2 to 4 and then it goes from 4 to 8, that's umpteenth times. And then from 8 to 16, that's a gazillion times. And then when you go to 16 to 32, that's a Google of time. I mean, that's ugly. Can you imagine if Tokyo had done that? It went from like 1 to 1.62. That's it. Not 1 to 2 and 2 to 4. What a punishment for an industrialized nation to go through. Brutal. All right, now we'll go to South Africa, and I imagine it's still at least flat down there. It's even moving down. So that's pretty good. The currency is actually starting to visit some of those lows after the election. That's what they did for the election. And this is where the ANC, for the first time since Nelson Mandela, I guess the people have hope. The financial people have hope that the country might do better. We still find this product to be way overpriced. It should be down in the 12s and 13s. And I really do put what we used to call a political haircut. That's how we used to describe it. A political haircut on the trading floors. There's definitely money that says, no, we're going to carry a 33% premium or haircut on the currency because we just don't trust the politicians. But at least at this point, the old ruling party, who is the anti-illegal immigration, they didn't believe in illegal immigration. Then the ANC, who's a socialist party or a communist party, who believes in illegal immigration. That's what apartheid was all about. I know they want to pretend other things, but then how did the Zulus and some of the other indigenous people in South Africa have full votes, whereas the illegal aliens had half votes? So we're just going to leave it at that. Let you wonder about that, because I already know about it, and I've been whining about it for enough months and years about it. All right, so if this is heading down, we would assume when we slide over to the gold market, it should be up and away. Now, yesterday they slammed it, which was really curious. It almost got into the sell. It's trying to do it today, and you can see we are back underneath. It's like oil, the way oil was at the beginning of the week, where it's trying to get into the weekly buy. In this case here, this is trying to get into a weekly sell. And just because we mentioned oil, we'll do all of these at the same time. Why not? There's oil. And you can see here, oil, which was trying to climb up from this massive move because of Iran having an issue. They like to kill people, but they don't like it when people kill them back. How about that? Well, then stop killing people. It's a simple concept. If you don't want to be killed, stop killing other people. That usually will stop it right there. That at least will slow it down, that's for sure. So Iran's starting to learn that if you go out and you pay to have people killed, and then they kill the people, those people who have been killed, have people that kill the leadership that decided to kill those people to begin with, don't whine about it. Just accept it. Live by sword, die by sword. And so the oil market, which it was expecting this imminent attack on Israel, and you know what they would do. They would flatten Iran. So the prime minister there was begging, them, no, don't do this. I mean, you killed them first. Now they're killing you. Done. Answered. So you can see here it's kind of, it's up a little bit today. We'll see how it plays out. Went into the sell yesterday. Oil right there. And And we're in a weekly sell, and it failed. When in the beginning of the week, we could bring up a chart probably of like last Friday where they were trying to lift this product into the weekly buy. So it has stalled out. Let's put it that way. And then from there, we go over to silver. Silver still in that weekly sell for its 5th week now, but at least it's keeping you safe. Because look at this, it went into the daily buy here, so at least you know that there's upwardly strength in the product. Now, obviously, it hasn't seen the $30 area yet. It's having a real issue with that $30 area. But at least 26 seems to be a big support area now. The land of the yuan, you can see there, copper is up for 4 days. And it's also in a weekly sell for 5 weeks. And you can see it's been more of a downwardly slope. Obviously, this is higher than here. So, excuse me. It's a downwardly slope, just like silver. Silver the same way. Whereas gold keeps on finding a way to go up. They fail. Tries to join in with the rest of the metals complex. Goes right back up again. Fails. Did it again here the last couple of days, fails. And trying to get into the sell here today and play with the weekly. We'll see. Today's what? Thursday. So we have still a good 2 trading days, or 1.5 trading days to see if this thing is going to actually get into the weekly sell. We've been talking about this for a while. It's in a big channel, since like early April. It's played with these all-time high areas. But in the end result, they find ways to bring it down into the 2400 area. All right. And then we slide over to, let's look at natural gas. There's natural gas, and that's tried to lift. You can see it went into the daily buy there, pushed itself back into the sell, and it's been in that weekly sell now since the $3 area. And it drove itself below the $2 area. That's a dramatic drop. And now, it's at $2.25. Still oh, okay. Hey. Hey, I'm sorry? Yeah, I'm doing the webinar right now. That's all right. Don't worry about it. So, what's that? Oh yeah, it's 7:30. Sure. Sounds good to me. Yeah, I'm ready. Just give me a call before you text me before you leave. That's all, so I know. This way, I'll be out there waiting for you. Okay, perfect. All right. Bye. All right. So. Where are we at there? There we go. All right, now. Where are we at? Oh, let's go check out. Let's see, where is it? There's the gas. And so then did we do platinum? There's platinum. Platinum is interesting this morning. Trying to lift back up again. So that's pretty cool. But again, that's also trapped in the weekly sell. And obviously, and then you can see it right there. What is that? Basically, that's the 10,000. 10,000. It should be at 10,000. It's at the 1,050 area. It's trading, 60% underneath gold. Dramatic. Enormously. Matter of fact, it's even more than that. It's almost 62% underneath. It's an incredible number. So we're not really seeing, I guess you could say we're really not seeing the performance that we could see, I mean, really. The performance has been incredibly sloppy. I think it's the most dangerous short out there, honestly. I mean, I would not short that creature for nothing. No way, no how. The only way you can be short in that product is using options, because one day that poor thing's going to go climbing back up into a premium to gold. And when it does that, it's going to be like, ouch. People are definitely going to feel that pain. Yep. And that is the damage that's been done there. There we are. All right, so there is that, and then we go over to what's with. Oh, here we go. Heating oil. This is an interesting one. Heating oil is trying to get into the sell here. We've been in the weekly sell. It's come down from the 260, 250 area, drifted all the way down into like the 225 area. This is. Hey, good morning, BioFirst. How you doing this morning? Glad to see you. Glad you're visiting. It's so nice to see you visit. There we are. The markets are fun times, Fun time markets. Can't complain about that. Fun time markets. All right. So from there, heating oil. We pay attention to heating oil for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, is because heating oil. What's the best way to describe it? Heating oil is used for the airplanes. It's used for the let's see, what is it? It's used for the trucks. Transporting product. It's used for a lot of things, and so because it's used for so much, it's well worth paying attention to. Airplanes, trucks, and then as the temperatures drop in the United States, it's used to heat houses. So it's a surprised we can't even eat the thing. I mean, obviously it's pretty popular on many levels, many levels. All right, and so there is the heating oil. Let's see, let's go like that. Delete that, and then from there, what else can we basically come up with? All right, so from there we go over to stocks, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go take a look at the stocks. That's cool. Glad everything's good. I hope, I guess the change of time, I should do this more often, move around a little bit in time so that people have a chance to hear me at other times, All right, what should we put up on the screen now? Let's see, we'll put something up on there. Let's put. We did start looking at the stocks this morning. Let's see what Apple's doing there this morning. I guess it's still the biggest company in the world. And you can see there's the Apple, and it's it's been in that daily buy now for, this is the 8th day. I think that is today. That's yesterday. So we're not even seeing what it's doing today. So it's been 8 solid days in the daily buy. You see it over here on the spreadsheet, right there. 1 week in a weekly buy. It's acting extremely well in many different ways. So let's see. What's next? Let's check out. There we go. Let's do that one. There we go. There we go. So there's Apple. We'll take a look at Amazon. Look at Amazon. Amazon's kind of a little rougher. It's gotten higher, but we're not in a weekly buy, so you just kind of like steer clear of that. You don't want to really try to take a directional position, and that's exactly how I describe it. A directional. What is a directional? In many ways, I guess that could be literally the title for today's webinar. Directional trend in the market. What is the directional trend? And that's a good thing. Let me put that up on there before I forget that one, because that other one I liked, but I can't remember what it was. So I think we'll put that up on there. What is the directional trend? And that's a good way of like looking at it, because that's how that. Not that either. Because that's how we look at stuff. We're looking at the daily and the weekly, and we're looking at directional trend. So that is the title of today's webinar. We're going to put that in there now so I don't forget it. And that's what we talked about. We were talking about the politics that interfered with the directional trend. Directional Let's see if we can do that. Did I spell it right? There we go. Directional trend of the markets. Because that's what we look at every day here. There we go. There's our title for the day. Directional trend of the markets. How do you like that bio first? Doesn't that make sense? That's what we were always feeding you, is the directional trend of the markets. So you can see here, and then when we go like we did, we looked at Nevada and we looked at Tesla. Let's look at Meta. You know, Meta's now. Look at Meta. Meta's really getting us that V bottom. Look at that. You know, that really is impressive. Now I think it's down. Not sure where all-time highs are, but I thought it was higher. Let me just check a few. You know, we can go in and look at a few other things. Let's see. No. Let's fix these things too. I see a few of them don't want to be listed. Let's see. There we are. There we go. Okay, there we go. So, trying to see. Oh, you know what? We saw the VIX on here, right? We looked at the VIX. What else is left out of all these products that we've been, like Janos is always checking out a few of these things. Let's see. So there's Meta. What else does he look at? I'm trying to think what else Janos stares at. Because I like to get these things up on the video. This way everybody, can see them. Let's see. Let's do this. Minimize. There we are. Let's see. What time is it? 22. We got about 6 minutes, so we can still do some fun stuff here. There's Google. He looked at Google a lot too. Google's pushing in. Was that yesterday or today? Yeah, yesterday it pushed itself into the daily sell. Let's just put that over there. And so it's trying to. It's a little sloppy, It's in the weekly sell. So we'll see how that goes today. See if they put some pressure into it more. And it's saying basically that the trend is down. Maybe it'll go take out the lows of today. Let's see what the lows are. The lows of yesterday were 157.71, so we'll see. Closed at 160.37. Maybe they'll go after that again today, or at least break the 160.37 and go into the 159s area. Wonder where it's at right now. Let's see. Let's see. What's that? Google, right? Yeah, let's see where Google is right now in the pre-market. Yeah, it's down a little bit. Nothing major. Just like 20 cents. There's 19 bid for it right now. 160.19 bid. We'll see how they go. All right. And from there, what do we got brewing along in here? Matter of fact, let's go. No, it doesn't matter either way. All right. From there, anybody see any particular stock that... Oh, you know what caught my eye? This one here. Check this out. Netflix. They're really starting to drive that one the same way. And it's climbing into the weekly buy, too. That's interesting. It's been in a weekly sell now for 4 weeks, but it's turning up, and it's been in a daily buy now for 7 days. The Netflix, where's that at on the spreadsheet? Let's just show it to you. See if I got that right. Yeah, see, it was in a weekly sell, and 7 days in a daily buy. So 4 weekly sells weeks, and now it's trying to turn up, and it's above the manifold here, especially on a Thursday. It's a 99% chance it's going to close in the weekly buy now. Especially on a Thursday like that. It's going to take some real calamity to knock that down. All right. What else we got brewing here, traders? I still got a good 3 minutes we can do, at least if not four. So that's no problem. Um, the markets are not opening up. I mean, they're trading live. Let's go and take a look at some of the markets too. That won't hurt anything. So you can see right here. There's the S&P 500. Trading higher again today than yesterday. The Tech 100, that were some refer to as the Nasdaq 100, right there, trading higher today than yesterday. You can see them lifting up. But their weeklies, both of them have weeklies that are still down. The fast has moved up through both of them, like that, but both are still, the slow is down. So one thing for sure, and that is you don't want to be short in here. When we went into the weekly sell back up in the 20,000 area, it fell all the way down to the 17,500 over a 10-day period. And it was in a daily sell from here. And so the math obviously smelled the crash of Tokyo. They knew it. They were front running it, obviously, and our math always picks that. It's like 86 out of 100 it's going to pick up that math. That's not too bad, having 14 wrong and 86 right. And when you trade options with it, it definitely sets your life into a better trajectory of profit, that's for sure. And then over, let's see, what is that? That's the Nasdaq. So then we go over to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, right there. You can see the Dow has been in a daily buy since right here. And it's just slid 1 week into it. That's what's interesting, is the other indices have been in weekly sells. The Dow has been really fighting this battle. Weekly buy here, nice one. Weekly buy here, nice one. Now we're in the weekly buy here, and obviously we can say nice one. It's 3 for 3. All right, that's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And then obviously we looked at what I talked about earlier today, and that was the I guess you could call it, what this is that the Russell 2000, I pointed out, sometimes I don't describe it as clearly, but the Russell 2000 is companies that are $5 billion or less. They can be, and I think they start them off at 400 million, maybe, something like that. So in other words, there's companies in there that are competitive companies, cutting edge in many ways, but they still haven't taken on a major share of the marketplace, whatever they're doing. They're still, they could be a $400 million company, a $500 million company, legitimate companies that you recognize, you see on the shelves in your stores, and you see them around all the time. And so they're at one time, Intel was a Russell 2000. At one time, Microsoft was a Russell 2000. Now they're obviously pillars of the marketplace. They're some of the largest companies in the world. They're trillion-dollar companies, stock-wise. Apple was a Russell 2000 at one time. So there's a gem in there somewhere. Out of the 2000 stocks, there's something that's going to be one day, a trillion-dollar company. Problem is that you have to buy the other 1,999 to try to catch it, which can get a lot expensive. When you average out the 400 million to 5 billion, you average that down out of 2,000 of them. It's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money. So, it's a tough game to play, but the money managers play it. That's what they do. They pick a group of stocks. They do it for the earnings and what they think the potential in the market, and and what they believe will be possibly a future successful company, and just that whole story that goes on. And so that's where we're at. All right, traders, where are we at this point? We're going to get out of here. We got breakfast down at up at the. I'm walking south of here, so it's the dining hall, and then I've got some young fellas, some kids and girls and boys. It's a co-ed camp, and so there's girls that like to fish just as much, and they're out there fishing and trying to have fun like everybody else. We try to do it all. We do. Matter of fact, what we're doing today is matter of fact, I'll take a picture of it and put it up for you tomorrow. I guess we could leave with a couple pictures of where I'm at and what I'm doing as a head counselor. Let's see, where are we going from here? Let's see if we can do this. There we are. Check that out. Let's go over to here. Kids doing stuff in the boats, and let's see if we have some more pictures. There's the pool. There's the lake right there. The lake we share. Oop, there's my grandson trying to walk. That's some construction we're doing. Okay. All right, so let's go back to that lake. The #1 golf course in the world is behind these woods. #1 golf course in the world is behind Pine Valley's right there. And so let's see if we can find some more pictures going out. We'll show you. Let's see, where is it at? Let's see if we can do this. Go like that. Oh, let's go like that. Get rid of that. And then let's move over to the market one more time, and we're going to show you another picture of camp. Like housing and so forth. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. Let's see. Let's do it. Let's do this. There we go. There's the lean-tos. Let's show that. That's what we're sleeping in. Things like that. That's an inside look of it. The bunks. There's that lake thing again. You can see the kids fishing here. That's my shirt. That's my stand for out front. All right, that's our farm there. All right, so traders, we will catch you all tomorrow, same time, same channel. That will be, what is it? That will be the end of the week. Tomorrow is Friday, and tomorrow, camp ends on Saturday. So this is Doc from North America. Hey, how you doing, Palico? Thank you very much, guys and gals. I think we'll try to change the hours around once in a while so we can do other times. I'll even do earlier. Like I'll do the European Open, like 8:30 in the morning. Try to do that once in a while too. All right. This is Doc from North America. Everybody have a safe and smart trading day. We'll catch you all tomorrow. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart trading day. Ta-ta for now.